Have you ever been woken up in the middle of the night by a sharp stabbing pain in your leg? It's the kind of cramp that hits out of nowhere and leaves you wide awake, rubbing your leg in pain. If you've experienced this, you're not alone. And the good news is, there's something you can do about it. In this video, we're going to share a simple solution that doesn't involve pills or fancy supplements. Just 3 everyday foods that could help stop those painful leg cramps for good. Let's take the story of Mr. Sharma, a 68-year-old retired teacher. For years, his nights were filled with fear, not of nightmares, but of leg cramps that struck without warning. He tried everything he could think of, including drinking more water and doing light stretches, but nothing worked. That was until his daughter, who's a nutritionist, suggested he try adding 3 specific foods to his daily meals. And guess what? In just 2 weeks, the cramps almost completely disappeared. These foods are simple, natural, and probably already sitting in your kitchen. So stick around as we reveal these 3 powerful foods and how they work. If you find this helpful, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more natural health tips. And we want to hear from you. Have you ever struggled with nighttime leg cramps? Drop a comment below and let us know what's worked or hasn't worked for you. Let's help each other live pain-free, one step at a time. Number 1. Bananas. As Mr. Sharma stepped into his 70s, life slowed down in all the expected ways. Longer walks, quieter afternoons, and more time spent with old books and even older memories. But something unexpected crept in with the quiet. Sleep began to slip through his fingers. Each night he found himself waking up again and again, his rest broken by no noise or dream. Just a vague sense of discomfort. At first he shrugged it off, blaming it on age, but the fatigue began to catch up. His energy dipped, his focus waned, and mornings felt heavier than they used to. He tried the usual fixes: less tea in the evening, calming music, a firmer pillow, even turning to breathing exercises before bed. But nothing seemed to touch the heart of the problem. The nights remained fractured. One evening, over a slow conversation on the park bench, his neighbor, Mrs. Mehra, shared a curious suggestion. Try eating half a banana before bed. Mr. Sharma was skeptical. He liked bananas, but never saw them as anything more than a quick breakfast or an after-walk snack. Still, with nothing to lose, he gave it a shot. That night, he peeled a banana, ate half, and went to bed with no expectations. To his surprise, sleep came a little easier. The next night, the same, and by the end of the week, he noticed something remarkable. He was waking up fewer times, and even when he did, his body felt more relaxed. There was no heaviness in his legs, no restlessness in his arms, just a steady, calm stillness. The change felt almost magical, yet the secret was as ordinary as a fruit he'd been eating his entire life. Curious to understand why something so simple had such a strong effect, he did a bit of reading. Bananas, it turned out, were loaded with potassium, magnesium, and vitamin B6, nutrients that quietly played a huge role in sleep and nerve function. Potassium kept his muscles from tensing up during the night. Magnesium helped soothe his nervous system, and B6 supported his brain's ability to produce serotonin, the chemical that brings on feelings of calm and restfulness. As we age, the body doesn't absorb these minerals as well as it once did, making bananas an easy and natural way to top up what the body quietly craves. Now, eating half a banana before bed has become Mr. Sharma's gentle evening ritual. Some nights he has it plain, other nights with a bit of cinnamon on toast. It's a small moment of comfort, but one that has transformed his nights and brought new energy to his days. What began as a simple tip from a neighbor became a small act of self-care, proof that even the quietest changes can bring the deepest rest. Number 2. Sweet potatoes. There's something comforting about a warm, sweet potato. Its golden orange flesh, the slightly crispy skin, and that soft, earthy sweetness that feels like a hug from the inside out. But what most people don't realize is that this cozy, familiar food is more than just a tasty side dish. Sweet potatoes are a quiet kind of hero in the world of nutrition. Beneath that simple appearance is a natural medicine cabinet packed with minerals your body craves, especially when it comes to preventing those sudden, painful muscle cramps that seem to strike out of nowhere. Imagine this. It's the middle of the night. You're sleeping peacefully, wrapped in blankets, when suddenly a jolt of pain shoots through your leg, A cramp has taken hold, sharp and relentless. You sit up, groaning, trying to stretch it out, wondering what triggered it. Was it dehydration? Overexertion? A lack of something your body didn't get during the day? More often than not, cramps are your body's desperate cry for minerals: magnesium, calcium, potassium, the very trio that sweet potatoes deliver naturally and generously with every bite. It's almost magical how these minerals work inside you. Potassium, for example, helps balance the fluids in your body and ensures your nerves and muscles communicate properly. Magnesium calms your nervous system and supports muscle relaxation. Calcium plays its part too, helping muscles contract in harmony. Without enough of these, your body goes off rhythm. That's why a sweet potato isn't just food. It's a way of tuning your body back into balance. It's like giving your muscles a tool set so they can perform, rest, and recover without screaming out in pain. What's beautiful is how easily this remedy fits into everyday life. Picture roasting a batch on a Sunday afternoon. The smell fills the kitchen. Sweet, nutty, almost like dessert. Maybe you toss a few with olive oil, rosemary, and sea salt, watching the edges crisp up in the oven. Or maybe you boil them until soft, then mash them with a bit of cinnamon and a touch of honey for something comforting and warm. They're versatile, familiar, and so easy to love. There's no learning curve, no complicated recipes, just simple nourishment, ready to support you through whatever the day brings. So if you're someone who pushes your body through workouts, long shifts, or just the wear and tear of life, it's time to make space for sweet potatoes at your table. Not just for their taste, but for what they give back to you. Because they're more than just a food. They're a quiet kind of wellness, a daily act of care, a soft, sweet promise that your body doesn't have to struggle alone. And the best part? They've been waiting patiently all along, right there in your kitchen, ready to help you feel stronger, steadier, and just a little more at ease. Number 3, pumpkin seeds. Every evening, just as the sun dipped low and the day began to wind down, Mr. Sharma would settle into his routine. A few months back, he'd been feeling constantly tired, his muscles sore even after mild exertion. He chalked it up to age and stress, but deep down, he wondered if he was missing something simple, something his body was quietly asking for. That's when he came across a small suggestion in an article: pumpkin seeds. At first, it sounded almost too basic to matter. How could these tiny, crunchy bites make any real difference? Still, curious and willing to try, he picked up a pack of roasted ones from the local store. He didn't change anything else in his diet or lifestyle. He simply started eating a small handful of them every evening, right after his walk. Within days, he noticed something unusual. His legs, usually heavy and achy after walking, felt lighter. The dull soreness in his shoulders after long hours at his desk began to fade. He wasn't doing anything extra. No new workout, no supplements, no drastic changes. It was just the seeds. They'd quietly slipped into his routine, but the impact was loud and clear. What made the difference? It turned out these seeds were packed with magnesium and zinc, two minerals that often don't get much attention, but are deeply involved in how the body repairs and strengthens muscles. While Mr. Sharma had been focusing on protein shakes and rest, it was these overlooked nutrients that had been missing from his recovery puzzle all along. Now the small bowl of seeds isn't just a snack, it's become a part of his healing. He still finds it a bit funny that something so simple brought such relief. But the results are real. Sometimes it's not the big changes that bring the most progress, but the tiniest adjustments made at the right moment. And for Mr. Sharma, pumpkin seeds were exactly that, an unassuming but powerful twist in his story of better health. Before you head straight to the kitchen to grab a glass of water, it's important to remember that hydration is just one piece of the puzzle, especially for seniors. Simply drinking water isn't enough to prevent cramps or muscle discomfort. What's often overlooked is the need to balance your body's electrolytes, which play a key role in muscle function, nerve activity, and overall hydration. This balance is crucial, particularly as we age. When your electrolytes are in check, your body is better prepared to avoid cramps, making it essential to pay attention to what goes on your plate every day, not just when the cramps hit. For seniors, eating foods that naturally boost electrolytes and nourish the muscles can help keep everything running smoothly. Rather than relying on pills or expensive prescriptions, a few simple, everyday foods can make all the difference. Foods rich in potassium, magnesium, and calcium, like bananas, leafy greens, and yogurt, help regulate muscle function and calm the nerves.